Today, we're taking a look at a mystery, supernatural, and true crime all wrapped into one.
It's like a smorgasbord of investigations. Can I get mine with cheese?
Are you being serious or are you just hungry?
A little bit of both there, cuz, man, it's pretty late.
Well, maybe this will whet your appetite. In July of 2022, the infamous Georgia Guidestones, which has stood for 42 years as a centerpiece of mystery and intrigue, was mercilessly bombed by an unknown assailant, an assailant who remains anonymous to this day.
What? Somebody went and blew him up? I never heard about that one.
Well, that's part of the mystery, cuz there's a lot to unpack in this story.
Well, let's get into it.
This is Uncovering History Investigates the Georgia Guidestone Bomber.
The story goes back to the summer of 1979 when a man named R.C. Christian arrived in Elberton, Georgia with a peculiar proposition. Christian claimed to represent an organization with grand plans to build a monumental structure with a granite monument inscribed for wisdom for the ages. But get this, folks, Christian wasn't even his real name. It was just a pseudonym that was chosen to reflect his own beliefs and those of his mysterious organization.
To this day, the true identity of R.C. Christian and his organization remains shrouded in mystery, making it a real-life enigma. It wasn't just any monument he had in mind, though. Christian wanted this structure to kickstart an age of reason for humanity, and imagine the shock when Joe H. Finley Sr., the president of Elberton Granite Finishing Company, first heard Christian's plan, building a gigantic granite monument inscribed with cryptic messages. That's not your everyday request.
And let's not forget Wyatt C. Martin, president of Granite City Bank. Christian confided in him too, sharing his vision of future conservation-minded groups erecting even more stones around the central structure. The whole background to how they came to be is quite bizarre. Christian wanted this monument to be placed in a rural area, away from crowds and tourists. But why Elbert County? What was so special about that place?
Some say it was because of the abundance of granite, others because of the rural landscape and mild climate. But perhaps there's more to the story, something hidden beneath the surface, and there might live the truth behind the Georgia Guidestones there, and the mysterious figure known as R.C. Christian.
Joe H. Finley Sr. wasted no time putting his laborers to work on the monumental project.
And monumental it was. Picture this, 4 massive blue granite slabs, each standing more than 16 feet tall, and a capstone, all weighing in at a whopping 119 tons.
We're talking about 951 cubic feet of it, to be exact. And get this, the structure supported over 4,000 sandblasted characters and letters, each about 4 inches in height.
Now that's attention to detail. But the location of the Guidestones was just as carefully chosen. Christian and Martin selected a 5-acre plot in the middle of a cow pasture with a commanding view to the east and the west.
This area was in close proximity to what the Cherokee Indians called Alihi Ala Oli, the center of the world.
That's some ancient history. But what about the inscriptions on the Guidestones themselves?
Sandblasted along the square capstone was the basic message. Let these be Guidestones to an age of reason, in Babylonian, cuneiform, Egyptian hieroglyphs, Sanskrit, and classical Greek.
And on the 4 granite slabs, each standing more than 16 feet tall, weighing over 42,000 pounds apiece, were listed 10 guides for mankind in those 8 different languages.
That's right. Arabic, Chinese, English, Hebrew, Hindi, Russian, Spanish, and Swahili, all represented on these stones.
And the messages themselves covered some pretty heavy topics: governance, population control, environmental stewardship, and spirituality.
It's like a roadmap for humanity. But who created this roadmap and why? That's the million-dollar question.
Whew, well, that was quite the deep dive into the Georgia Guidestones, cuz my head's spinning with all those numbers and languages.
Tell me about it, big dog. I never thought I'd find myself pondering the mysteries of Babylonian cuneiform on a Monday morning.
Well, you know what they say, variety's the spice of life, and nothing spices up our investigations like a good old-fashioned monument with a side of cryptic messages.
Yeah, but let's not forget the real question here. What's the deal with all those sandblasted characters? I mean, who has the time to carve like thousands of letters into granite?
Beats me, cuz maybe R.C. Christian had a side hustle as a stone carver in his past life. Or maybe he had a team of ancient aliens working overtime to get the job done. While some of the Guidestones inscribed on these stones were straightforward, others sparked intense debate and scrutiny.
The interpretations of these messages vary widely, igniting controversies ranging from population control to governance.
Moreover, the Guidestones endured several instances of vandalism before their eventual destruction, underscoring the reactions they provoked.
Let's examine the 10 principles laid out by the Guidestones, as they offer crucial insights into the philosophy behind this enigmatic monument.
These principles include maintaining humanity under 500 million, guiding reproduction wisely, and uniting humanity with a new language.
The Guidestones advocated for ruling passion, faith, and tradition with tempered reason, and emphasized the importance of fair laws and just courts.
The monument also urged the avoidance of petty laws and useless officials, while emphasizing the balance between personal rights and social duties.
Furthermore, the Guidestones stressed the importance of truth, beauty, and love, cautioning against humanity's destructive impact on the earth.
Beyond their philosophical message, the Guidestones were also intricately aligned with astronomical phenomena, serving as both a celestial clock and a sundial.
These astronomical features, including alignments with the moon's migration in Polaris, the North Star, added another layer of mystery to the monument.
As we continue our investigation into the Georgia Guidestones, we're confronted with more questions than answers. What hidden truths did these stones actually hold?
Man, big dog, what's up with all those principles and alignments?
Dude, I know. It's like we stumbled into a philosophy seminar while searching for clues.
And here I thought we were just two guys with a camera and a knack for uncovering history. Who knew we'd be decoding ancient messages and celestial puzzles?
Hey, that's the beauty of our job, man. We never know what we're going to find when we start digging around, whether it's buried treasure or a monument with cosmic twists.
True, that's true. But I gotta say, man, I never expected our investigation to lead us down a rabbit hole of population control and new world languages.
You and me both. I mean, I guess you could say the Georgia Guidestones are like the Dead Sea Scrolls of the modern age, except instead of unlocking the truths of the past, they're unlocking the secrets of the future.
Yeah, I like that analogy, but who knows? Maybe next we'll stumble upon a monument with instructions for deciphering alien hieroglyphics.
Now, that would be a worthy plot twist. But for now, let's just stick to unraveling the mysteries of our own planet, one enigmatic monument at a time.
But what ended up happening to those Georgia Guidestones we were just talking about?
Oh, well, we mentioned it earlier, but you're not going to believe it. They were blown to bits in that explosion on July 6, 2022, and completely removed from the site.
Yeah? What caused it? Was it an accident or was it something on purpose?
Nope. Definitely not an accident. Authorities found evidence of a bomb at the scene, and there's camera footage of the whole detonation. It seems like the controversy surrounding the Guidestones reached a boiling point, especially with all the attention from the gubernatorial candidate and conspiracy theorists.
Yeah, so what's the latest on the investigation, man? If they're investigating it, are they any closer to figuring out who was behind this? 2024, this happened in 2022. Can't be that hard to figure out.
Well, unfortunately, the investigation's still ongoing. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation had to step in, and they're leaving no stone unturned in their search for answers.
But there's no stone left to turn. I'm just joking. Man, it's a mess, but you know what? Sounds like the perfect case for us, man. Let's dive into it.
As we delve deeper into the investigation, it's crucial to understand the context surrounding the Georgia Guidestones and the threats they faced in recent years.
Despite their enigmatic message of guidance for humanity, the Guidestones have been the target of controversy and opposition from various groups.
In the years leading up to the bombing, the Guidestones attracted attention from individuals and organizations opposed to their messages of population control, internationalism, and environmental stewardship.
Some viewed the Guidestones as symbols of a sinister agenda, accusing them of promoting a new world order or even satanic worship.
Additionally, the candidacy of Candace Taylor for governor brought the Guidestones into political spotlight, with Taylor openly declaring her intention to destroy them if elected.
These threats, coupled with fervent opposition and conspiracy theories circulating on social media, created a volatile environment around the Guidestones, ultimately culminating in the tragic bombing on July 6, 2022.
While the motives behind the bombing remain unclear, it's evident that the Guidestones represented a point of contention for many, prompting speculation and fear among those who perceived them as a threat to their beliefs and way of life. Because the more we dig into this case, the more it seems like that Candace Taylor might have had a hand in the destruction of the Guidestones.
Yeah, it's not really hard to connect the dots. I mean, she openly declared her intention to destroy them if she became governor. It's not exactly a secret where she stood on the issue.
Exactly. And with the Guidestones being blown to bits just months after her threat, it raises some serious questions about her possible involvement.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Would she really do it? I mean, destroying a monument like that is a pretty extreme move, even for someone as vocal as a politician like Taylor.
You're right, cuz. It's a bold move to say the least, but, politicians have been known to make drastic decisions to further their agendas.
And let's not forget the timing. I mean, the bombing happened right in the midst of her gubernatorial campaign. Coincidence, man, I don't know. Those things get pretty heated. I don't know. I don't think it's a coincidence.
It's all too convenient, but until we have concrete evidence, we can't link her directly to the crime. The Georgia Guidestones, once a towering symbol of mystery and intrigue, stood near the South Carolina state line for 42 years. Wayne Mullenix, the property owner who played a pivotal role in their creation, recalled how he dug the foundation and erected them himself. Mullenix revealed that while he was responsible for putting them up, the idea obviously wasn't his alone.
Mullenix explained that not everyone agreed with the principles listed on the granite slabs. The Guidestones drew crowds, with thousands of tourists visiting each year. But along with weddings, Mullenix recalled some bizarre incidents like receiving threats of sacrificing one of his cows.
On the night of the bombing, Mullenix described how the blast rocked his house, signaling the end of an era. The destruction of the Guidestones only fueled more conspiracies. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation released this surveillance footage, which is grainy, but you can clearly see a single individual placing a backpack at the scene, then leaving. Moments later, you see the explosion rock the Guidestones, toppling one of the pillars and leaving the remaining two unstable. CC footage outside of the Guidestone area then shows a gray sedan speeding away from the scene and into the dark Georgia night. But even through this evidence, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation has yet to name a suspect. And despite the stones being gone, tourists still visit the site, scavenging for remnants to keep as souvenirs.
Mullenix may be sad to see them destroyed, but he's not planning to bring them back anytime soon. But with what's left of the stones now donated to the Elberton Granite Museum, the mystery of the Guidestones live on, and the Georgia Bureau of Investigation is still on the case. Talk about taking things too far, man, but at least we don't have to worry about finding our way to the center of the world anymore.
True, but we've got to take this seriously. Whoever did this needs to be brought to justice.
Yeah, I agree, and it's not just about some rocks, it's about the principle. Plus, we can't let our viewers down, man. They're counting on us to uncover the truth.
Exactly. So while we're at it, maybe we should invest some money into bomb-sniffing equipment, just in case things get a little explosive around here.
We'll leave no stone unturned in our quest to catch the bomber.
And hey, if all else fails, we can always try a little stone cold detective work.
I like that one. That's actually pretty good. I like the sound of that, though.
But for the Guidestones, that's it. They're long gone.
The stones or the bomber?
Well, both. Well, for now anyways. There's talk of rebuilding them, but there's also an active investigation into the individual who planted the bomb that took part of the structure down.
Yeah. Do you think it could be some religious zealot or someone who just wanted attention?
It's curious and could be both, or could be even more nefarious. What I can say is that if anyone out there has any information on the case, send us some information at the contact details below.
We're going all America's Most Wanted on this case, aren't we, big dog?
Well, I think we can do our part to track down a bombing suspect.
Do you think we can actually catch someone who's responsible for that on this show?
I wouldn't rule it out.
All right, man. All right. I brought my net. You ready to go?
Give me that.
Man, why'd you take the daggum net? You know how I am about my net. I know what it is. I know what it is, big dog. That one's for hobgoblins. That one is for hobgoblins. This one is to catch serial bombers.
We're all doomed. If you like this episode, or if you would like us to travel out and explore the hidden mysteries of the Georgia Guidestones and help uncover the Georgia Guidestone bomber, please comment below.
And if you like hearing the background of these investigations, set the like button to detonate by clicking it once, and send your ransom note out on social media.
And if you haven't subscribed, please be sure to do so. That way you can keep up on all the latest content and updates.
That's it here from the Uncovering History Studios.
Thanks, and have a great night.